Hello everybody, Narrator here, and yeah, let's get right into the reaction video. You guys can tell what this is about. No, it is not about Chromebook. He'll explain it. Sorry, I watched a bit before.
Post memes, and your content might get flagged. Stop posting memes, and your account will remain safe, at least for a while. But think about posting your memeless videos many years from now and ask yourself, would you
I
be
totally
willing to
agree
trade
with
all those
MatPat on
days for
this.
just
It's not a theory, it's a
one
fact.
chance to come back here and
A
tell them that
complete
they may
fact.
copyright strike our accounts, but they will never kill our memes?
If I'm one of your guys' favorite YouTubers, like low-life favorite YouTubers, like
Hello,
in the
Internet.
bottoms,
Welcome to Film Theory,
you
the show
better,
that, quite
and you're
honestly,
in
might not be
EU,
able to air in Europe
please try to
anymore.
save my
That's not an
channel.
opening joke or an
Guess my
exaggeration either.
Facebook
Do
is
you
gonna
watch
suffer from this as
gamers
well.
or film criticism channels? Have you ever
So
laughed
yeah.
at a meme, SpongeBob, Thanos, or otherwise? Do you have a Twitter or Tumblr account? Have you ever used anything from Imager, Jiffy, or Giphy, depending on how you pronounce it? Are you one of those people who long for the old days of...
By the way, Film Theory, or MatPat, whichever you like to go by, if you see this video, just telling you, I'm on your side, so if you could, not copyright me for, having you in my video without your permission, that would be nice. So yeah. Plus, if you guys are new around here, subscribe, hit that like button, turn on the bell. Let's get the like goal of 37. Remember, the subscriber count is our like goal. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Sorry.
YouTube when the big media companies weren't on the platform? I am sure between all of those questions, I am talking to a huge chunk of you. And if I am, then pay very close attention to today's episode, because a
Yes, we'll
huge
pay
percent of the
very
content that you
attention.
currently watch and
Close
share online is on the chopping block, including this show, and Game Theory, and GT Live. And if there's any
And my channel. And multiple other people's channels. You never know. It could be yours.
hope of saving them, well, we've got to act now. So if this is such a big deal, then why is no one talking about this supposed looming threat to all our online content? Well, I mean, the name alone is the Directive on Copyright in the Digital Single Market, which, oh boy, if that doesn't get you hyped, well then you don't even policy make, bro. In short, it's kinda complicated. By kinda complicated, I mean really complicated. But you know me, I eat complicated topics for breakfast and then spit...
And I don't. I don't eat those. I eat pizza for breakfast. So yeah.
Them back at you in a simplified, more digestible way. Just like a mama bird puking up little worm nuggets of knowledge. So let's get down to it before this show goes the way of Spider-Man on Titan. Cue the Thanos snap transition, since it might be one of the last times we can use it. I'm not feeling so good, Internet. You may have heard the words Article 13 tossed around on and off throughout this year. And if you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen me trying to sound the alarms about this supposed meme ban, a piece of legislation that, according to Facebook, quote, could have serious unintended consequences for an open and creative internet. And according to YouTube's CEO, poses a threat to creators' livelihoods and all of our ability to upload videos to share our voices with the world. But then, what is this thing that everyone is so worried about? Well, let me explain. Right now, all websites, and I mean all websites, including big ones like YouTube, Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Reddit, Twitter, they all rely on two key legal principles to operate: fair use and safe harbor. Fair use is one that probably all of you watching are familiar with at this point, since everyone on YouTube claims that their video is protected by it.
Fair use
Mine is not,
very,
so
very
I don't know
easy
how to get fair
understand.
use
I'm
to
Alex from
protect
I
my
Hate
videos,
Everything,
so
but
yeah.
where's the fair use?
So we will be the first client of this account that will be known as the Fair Use Protection Account, also known as FUPA.
But what is it exactly? Well, it allows for the use of copyrighted materials without the permission of the original copyright holder. You may have seen some video creators specifically go out of their way to state that their use of clips is for educational purposes.
Now, with all you've just learned in this video that I've made for educational purposes,
And that's because educational use, along with criticism and review, commentary, news reporting, and and research are all things that are explicitly allowed by United States fair use doctrine. It's how I'm able to show Gravity
Yep.
Falls clips like this one and cutouts of characters like this one when crafting theories about how the show isn't over. Because the show isn't over. It shouldn't be over. Please don't tell me it's over. I refuse to believe that it's over. Please bring back Gravity Falls. Or how CinemaSins can show clips
Yep.
from a movie to sin them, or how honest trailers can show clips from a movie to honestly trailer them. It's how we're able to edit together SpongeBob SquarePants with the Super Smash Bros. World of Light trailer to have Squidward suddenly getting vaporized mid-bath, or how Thanos can snap his fingers to dust away the Emoji Movie. Thank you for that, by the way. But
Yep.
what if something doesn't fall under fair use? Like if I just straight up re-upload a chunk of Harry Potter? Well, that's where Safe Harbor comes in. You see, according to the United States Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA, media companies can issue takedown notices to website owners requesting the removal of infringing content on their site. When someone uploads a 24-hour live stream of Family Guy to YouTube, YouTube isn't actually responsible for committing that copyright violation. They're only responsible for removing it. That is the principle
Yep.
of Safe Harbor. That YouTube here is just an intermediary.
And thank you for
it's not at
me.
fault for someone misusing the system and uploading illegal stuff as
actually
long as it
fixed my
gets taken
copyright
down.
issues.
And as such, they're shielded from copyright
Even though I
liability.
don't get in
That's
trouble
why
for it, I
creators
still
get
fix
copyright
them.
strikes and not YouTube. And just know that when I say YouTube, I really also mean SoundCloud, Imgur, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, pretty much any site that allows users to upload content. Now, there's one problem that you might have noticed with what I just described, that all of these laws are in the United States. The United States Fair Use Doctrine, the United States Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Europe has some very different policies. Policies that the Article 13 meme ban threatens to make even stricter. You see, in Europe, it's not called fair use, it's called permitted use. Now, that at first might seem like an insignificant word change, but just the name permitted use actually speaks to how the European doctrine differs from the US.
I might do a
Think
part
about
2
what
of
the word
this.
permit means. It means that you need permission to do something. For example, you're not allowed to park somewhere without a permit from the city. Home improvements require a construction permit from the government. Basically, you're not allowed to do this unless we say that you're allowed to. And the same applies to copyrighted works. You're not allowed to use them except where explicitly and expressly permitted to do so. And I think you can start to see where this system might fall apart. So, where are you permitted to use this stuff? Well, as stated before, the U.S. Fair Use Doctrine specifies that for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research, the use of a copyrighted work is considered fair. However, an important fact here is that the list isn't exclusive. In other words, the U.S. Fair Use Doctrine is written in a way that basically says lots of things can qualify as fair use. Here are some examples. This in turn allows the law to remain flexible and include new forms of media that have arisen since it was written, like memes or vlogs, which didn't exist back
Sorry for not talking that much. This is an important video for all of us.
when U.S. copyright law was first being drafted. By contrast, the European permitted use policy takes the completely opposite approach. According to the EU's Copyright and the Information Society Directive of 2001, use for parody, quotation, private copying, or classroom use are permitted. At first, that seems pretty similar to U.S. doctrine, but then you realize that's it. That is the whole list. Anything that is not on that list is automatically not allowed. Under U.S. law, you could take something like this scene. What the hell are you? And remix it to do something like this. What the hell are you?
The meme Mario.
Quality meme, 10 out of 10, clap clap. And US lawyers would say, well, this might technically not be a criticism or commentary, but it's not like this person is trying to take anyone else's work and pass it off as their own. Fair use.
Hey,
European
Elijah,
Union doctrine as it's written says,
are we gonna
"Sit
still
for
have that?
classroom."
Are we
Is it
still
a
all going out to
quotation?
dinner,
Is it
or
parody?
are we
Well, then no
gonna
permit for you.
do something else?
Oh, and that last one about parody might be a bit
let me
confusing.
finish this
The legal
video,
definition
okay,
of parody
Yandere?
is actually very strict. The best example
Okay.
is something like a parody
I'll go tell
song.
the
In order
others,
to officially
and
qualify,
then
the new
we'll go.
parody version of the song
Alright.
needs to have lyrics that directly make fun of the original work. So it's a very limited, narrow definition. In short, Europe's copyright doctrine just tends to be a lot stricter. But Article 13 is what threatens to make a bad problem even worse, because now it's actively targeting the idea of safe harbor. It directly states that, quote, online content sharing service providers, i.e. sites like YouTube, Tumblr, Reddit, whatever, and rights holders, the movie studios, music labels, etc.,
Oh, Susan, if you're watching this,
in order to ensure that unauthorized protected
yeah,
works or other subject matter are
I
not
agree with this
available
guy.
on their services. So basically, all these sites need to work to ensure that copyrighted stuff isn't uploaded. That shouldn't be that big of a deal, right? YouTube has Content ID, which protects
So the
against
EU's
wrongful
basically
uploads, sometimes a bit
trying
too
to cost us
aggressively,
more
but
money
certainly enough to
to
ensure that I
create
can't find full
like
episodes of
copyright
Phineas and Ferb on
scams.
here without paying. It should be covered. And meanwhile, sites like Dailymotion, where you can find literally all sorts of illegal uploads on, will be held accountable and need to clean up their act. It all sounds reasonable, right? But here's the trouble. You see, an earlier version of Article 13 mentioned, quote, proportionate content recognition technologies, which sounds like what YouTube already has in place. Automatic detection of recognized content upon upload. And if that was actually what was written, well then things would be fine. I wouldn't be making this episode. But this didn't
I
make it
wouldn't
into
be
the
making my
version that
episode
passed. The people
about
behind
reacting
Article
to your
13, which is
episode
mostly the music industry, because
to
quite
spread
frankly, the music
awareness.
industry tries to kill anything that it finds threatening, wants to keep the language vague because then they can demand basically anything they want and say, well, the law requires you to cooperate in all good faith with us. What does good faith mean? It's unclear, it's poorly defined, and that's the problem. What they're demanding is that nothing that has the potential to be infringing be uploaded onto these websites. Catching it via Content ID once it's on the system isn't good enough. They want to stop it before it even gets uploaded. So what does that translate to? Well, it has the potential to mean the end of all user-generated content. The stuff that we all make. I mean, think about it. Who loses in this situation? Not the movie studios or the big media companies. They're all permitted to use their own rights. Not the music industry. They just own the songs. It's us. All of us. We all lose. It's the people on YouTube and Tumblr and TikTok and Twitter and whatever. We lose. In a conversation I personally had with YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki about Article 13, she made it very clear. If this ends up going through with the current legal language, YouTube will have to treat Europe like a bubble. Videos uploaded outside of Europe won't be able to go in, and in Europe, the only people who will really be permitted to upload will end up being the big companies. If you need even more proof, she even wrote about it. Quote, if implemented as proposed, Article 13 threatens hundreds of thousands of jobs. European creators, businesses, artists, and everyone they employ. The proposal could force platforms like YouTube to allow only content from a small number of large companies. It would be too risky for platforms to host content from smaller original content creators because the platforms would now be directly liable for that content. End quote. The safe harbor shield that was protecting YouTube from copyright strikes may dissolve. And because their butts are on the line for all copyright strikes now, the only people YouTube can allow to upload are the people they are certain owns the IP rights, the big companies. And all other sites would have to follow suit, and it is expensive and difficult to make an appropriate Content ID system. Even worse, it could empower media companies to make more erroneous copyright claims, such as the case where Sony Music Entertainment went after people posting classical music composed by Bach. What's more, we usually think about copyright protection as it applies to movies and music, but simple images are covered by copyright as well. Every painting, every drawing, every logo that's posted to the internet is copyrighted material. Every tattoo. That's not an exaggeration. Tattoos are actually owned by the artist who made them. And of course, each and every meme. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. Boy, that sucks for people over in Britain. Wait, they're not part of the EU. Hold up. Would Britain be affected by Article 13? Yeah, apparently they would. Alright. Sucks for people over in Britain, France, and Spain, but why should I care? Well, you might not be European, but the sites you use operate in countries that are part of the EU. And when different countries have different laws, companies usually cater to the least common denominator. Rather than having different policies for users in different countries, companies will just usually target the strictest set of rules and comply with those, then apply that set of rules to everybody. For a recent example of this, earlier this year, you probably got a flood of emails from Facebook, Google, Reddit, and pretty much every website under the sun notifying you, hey, we've updated our privacy policy, click that you accept it. Well, the fact that you got all these emails around the same time wasn't a coincidence.
No, I do not have
all of
Twitter.
these companies were updating their privacy policy to comply with GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation passed in May
I might
by,
have to
you
go
guessed
soon.
it, the European Union. These sort.
So yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to make the video about. Anyway, this has been Narrator signing out to go eat. See ya.